From the US to Europe to Australia, a day of commemorations. The terrible loss of life in the First World War is remembered on the 11th of November in many parts of the globe. All told, more than 8.5 million military personnel were killed. And for some European nations, such as France and Britain, it even exceeded World War II in terms of lives lost. On this day, every year, many people in the UK recall a famous poem about fallen warriors written by a serving officer in 1915. That poem talked about poppies blowing in a field over the graves of his dead comrades. And that's why you see so many British people wearing poppy pins throughout the month of November. You are watching World One. We want to bring you up to date on our top stories here today on CNN. We begin with a nation at a crossroads, an economy in decline, a leader with the weight of the Eurozone on his shoulders. In Greece, a new prime minister is expected to be sworn in within the next few hours. Lucas Papademos has promised to follow the path set out for Greece by the European Union and get the nation's finances back on an even keel. Well, the appointment of Papademos follows days of wrangling over the makeup of a new unity government. But is Greece simply putting a new face on old problems? Well, journalist Elinda Laparbolo is in Athens, and she joins us now on the phone. Elinda, you know, this is a day that I guess some would say that they can breathe a little bit because there could be new hope that Mr. Papademos will actually breathe into the Greek economy.
Well, headlines of a new hope were exactly what the Greek newspapers have been running this morning about this interim government.
Let's see what newspapers around the world are saying about all of this. The headline in the International Herald Tribune is Papademos is known for acumen, not for flash. The analysis says if there is a Greek alive who can command the trust of international creditors and European leaders, it is probably Lucas Papademos. But the bigger question may be whether the reserved economist can win the trust of the exhausted Greek people. Here in the UK, The Guardian's headline is Decision on New Leader brings small sigh of relief. It goes on to say politicians, pundits, economists and industry leaders all express the belief that liberated from the constraints of political cost, Papademos was the ideal person to navigate the country away from the shores of economic disaster. And in Greece itself, the Katimerini newspaper has the headline, maybe this time will be different. It's a comment piece, and it goes on to say, Papademos yesterday exuded a sense of calm and knowledge of the tough situation. He isn't part of a burnt-out political status quo that battled tooth and nail over the last few days to survive and keep control of the system. Watching World One live from London. Coming up, as Turkey reels from a second earthquake, the death toll rises. We'll bring you the latest on the rescue efforts there. Emergency teams in eastern Turkey have spent many frantic hours digging through rubble. Authorities say dozens remain trapped after Wednesday's earthquake. So far, the death toll stands at 19. CNN's Ivan Watson brings us the latest now from the quake zone.
A dramatic escape seconds before an entire building collapses. The earth just won't stop shaking in eastern Turkey. Security camera footage shows Wednesday night's 5.6 magnitude earthquake knocking out electricity in the eastern city of Van.
And of course, as Ivan was reporting there, as the rescue operations continue, the weather does continue to get cold, especially at night. Let's go to our Mari Ramos at the World Weather Center with more on the weather situation there. Mari.
Hey, Monita. Yeah, you know, you can just see it from those images there, how the temperatures continue to get colder. Like you said, especially at night, but even in the daytime, it hasn't exactly been.
Mari, thank you. In the past, Africa wasn't widely thought of as a hotbed of Islamist terror, but in Nigeria, an extremist group is quickly becoming known for increasingly ruthless attacks. As Christian Purefoy shows us, little is known about the group beyond its growing death toll.
This grainy video of armed men in balaclavas is exclusive footage of Nigeria's Islamic militant group Boko Haram.
A European country is giving politicians and investors heartburn right now. That's Italy. The White House says U.S. President Barack Obama called Italian President Giorgio Napolitano on Thursday to express confidence in his leadership. While in Rome, the Senate is voting on a package of economic reforms. Prime Minister Silvio Berlusconi has said he'll step aside once they've passed into law. Well, we've been getting signals about who could take his place. Nina DeSantis is here with more on that and the reaction in the markets. Let's talk about Mario Monti. That's the name that seems to be cropping up.
Yeah, one of the two Super Marios who could potentially save Italy from a bailout, because, of course, the other important Mario we've got is Mario Draghi, who's now moved on from the Bank of Italy to Berlusconi.
Well, it's interesting, though, within Italian politics, you often see very strong personalities that often get ahead, often get things done or try to get things done. The louder the voice, the more movement there is. How will, if Mario Monti is indeed the man who will replace Silvio Berlusconi, how will he then play into all of this?
That's the big question, isn't it, Monita? Will he be able to drive change and achieve a political consensus? Because the one thing you can say about Silvio Berlusconi, hands for the moment for a country like this, that threatens to pull the whole pack of cards down, Monita.
It's certainly dramatic. You can say whatever you want about all the Eurozone crisis. It's very dramatic at this point. All right, Nina, thank you very much for that. Now, when they faced a common enemy, militias in Libya worked together to overthrow Muammar Gaddafi's regime. Many of those militia members are still in Tripoli, but confrontation has replaced cooperation. As Jomana Kardashian tells us, some people in Tripoli say the former fighters have overstayed their welcome. Now, whether he's winning or losing, Tiger Woods is always in the headlines. He'll be pleased, though. This time, it's for the right reasons today. Don Riddell joins us now with some of that good news, hopefully.
Good news for Tiger. Thanks very much, Monita. It is almost exactly 2 years since Tiger Woods last won a golf tournament, and he's had a pretty forgettable 24 months since.
It's kind of nice to hear some good news with when it comes to Tiger Woods. I mean, I guess when he hadn't been winning, you could have written him off, but you know what? It obviously shows he's got such great talent.
Well, you know, because he's Tiger Woods, because he was the world #1 for so long, because he won 14 major titles, it didn't matter what he did in the last couple of years. He was still in the headlines, but more often than not in the last 24 months, it was for all the wrong reasons. His form completely deserted him. He slumped from the world's top ranking to number 58 in the world in 2 years. That's a long time.
Well, you know what? Whatever happens, it's good to see that there's good stuff. You know, he's doing well out there. So.
Absolutely.
All right, Don, thank you very much. You are watching World 1 live from London. Next, new life in the depths of the Dead Sea. Dead Sea, which is so salty you won't find a single fish in its waters. But despite its apparent barrenness, there is life in the Dead Sea. Scientists have discovered microorganisms surviving the toughest conditions, prompting hope that they could be used to develop medical treatments. CNN's Kevin Flower explains.
On the rocky shores of this large body of water, biologists prepare themselves for a dive in an ongoing research expedition.
Britain's Prince William and his new wife Catherine, the Duchess of Cambridge, are going to be separated. But it's just for 6 weeks. William, who's an Air Force helicopter pilot, is being deployed to the Falkland Islands off the coast of Argentina. He'll fly search and rescue missions from correspondent Max Foster. Well, it's not bad news. It's just for 6 weeks.
Yeah, there's various headlines. Forced separation. He needs to go at the beginning of the year. There's a Jubilee next year. The Queen's got lots of commitments there.
Looking very dapper there, Prince William. And, of course, the Duchess herself looking absolutely gorgeous in a Jenny Packham.
Yes, indeed. What do I got here? A satin chiffon silver asymmetric gown.
Grecian-inspired.
Grecian?
Yes.
Supporting the Eurozone, you could argue.
Say that.
Yeah, this is a lot of the talk, you know, obviously a serious message last night, but a lot of the talk about the dress and also, obviously, people looking for telltale signs. I was going to ask you about that.
About the telltale signs of... Oh, if she's pregnant or not. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. How would I know?
I don't know either.
You know, but she did look absolutely beautiful in that dress. And, you know, a lot of people have been talking about, you know, her as being a style icon. Some will say maybe she's not.
Is she?
Well, some people say she's too safe in her choices. But I think she looks absolutely elegant.
What she wears works for her, I guess.
Yeah. And I think that's the whole idea. She wants to be comfortable. And what has she commented on the 6-week separation between the two of them?
No, we were hoping to hear a couple of words last night. We had our camera there, as you can see, but no word on that. It's only 6 weeks.
She'll be busy then, no matter what. All right, Max, thank you very much. You are watching World 1 live from London. I'm Monita Rajpal. Thank you for joining us. Of course, we'll update you the news headlines at the top of the hour right here on CNN.